Yeah, recording started. Okay. So, yesterday, while I was traveling, I think in the roadside, there was one beggar. Actually, he was a Christian beggar. Um, so, I was trying to give prasadam. He didn't accept, but he was ready to take money. He was expecting money, but when I'm giving prasadam, he was not accepting. So similarly, I was just thinking, and while this was going on, day before yesterday, one of our Subbarao Prabhujis in our community, they were celebrating their marriage anniversary. So one Mataji has come, Sirisha Mataji. So she was saying that she has been in Krishna consciousness for almost more than 7 to 8 years. But she was forcing herself to practice, but वो दिल से नहीं आ रहा था, वो दिल से नहीं आ रहा था. So it was not natural for her to practice Krishna consciousness. But it was very good that 2 days back she told that now after, but she was forcing herself to do chanting, despite whether she likes or not, whether she was getting lot of thoughts while doing chanting. She was doing it for the last probably few years. But day before yesterday, she mentioned that now I am getting the philosophy. So it was very good that she was getting that philosophy. Then one thought occurred. In this chapter, Krishna was about to show universal form. But this universal form, I think everyone knows that this universal form is only shown to Arjuna, right? It was shown to Arjuna. What if, have anybody got a thought that if this universal form was shown to all the soldiers in the Mahabharata war, what would have happened? Did anyone get any thought like this? Huh? Anyone got any thought like this? Anytime? No? I am the unique person who got this thought. कभी आया नहीं थॉट ऐसे? I was just thinking, अगर सच में ऐसा होता, तो lot of people there who were about to perform war or participating in war, पहले I think they would have lot of disturbance. ये क्या हो रहा है, क्या ये आत्मा क्या है, ये परमात्मा क्या है? I think a lot of discussion would happen. The class would have been disturbed a lot. A lot of students, when students are there in a class and the class is not like it. I've seen so many classes in my colleges where there's a lot of disturbance in the class. So, but the lucky part is whether all the soldiers know the philosophy or not, but they were delivered. Right? And such is the glory of devotional service. I mean, there is no need of great shastras to know. There is no need of Puranas or Upanishads for them to know. There are so many jnanis who know. Some Mataji asked some time back, if I do this, what will happen to me in the next janma? Is it really required? Once you are really performing the devotional service, is it all this do really matter? Doesn't, right? Yeah. So when in the war field, when this was happening, whether they know the philosophy, the soldiers know the philosophy or not, all were delivered, because they were doing the duty and they were in service of the Lord. Despite whether they know they are in the funny part is, they don't know whether they are in service or not, but they are serving, but they got delivered. So sometimes the same thing happens when we go on a flight. It doesn't appear that when we go on a car, we know that we are going. When we are walking towards some destination, we know that we are walking and we are going towards the destination. But when the flight is going, you don't know that we are going, but we are going to destination. So the spiritual practices or devotional service is such a important knowledge where people don't give that importance, because it doesn't appear on your eyes, right, that we are moving or we are going, but it runs its magic in the background. Okay. And it is very personal. The devotional service is very personal to each person. It is not something that, but in the material world, it's not personal. We have to show whatever we do. Okay, I did this, so we need to show. Like next time, as I said, February 3rd week, my CEO is coming. So I need to showcase in the last 1 to 2 months what we did from India. We did this, we did the ye khada wo khada. I need to show it to everyone. In the material world, it does happen. But in spiritual practices or devotional practices, it is very personal to God and you. The kind of realization each person gets might be varying from person to person. And Krishna knows within each one of us इसको कैसे कैसे झलक कैसे झटके देने से वो सुधरेगा. Only he knows. The same jhatka given to one devotee might not be applicable to the other devotee, because same jhatka if he gets, he might get demoralized completely. So Krishna knows what kind of jhatka has to be given to each person. Okay. So anyway, so last time our Chinnappa Reddy Prabhu was doing a closed eye meditation. I mentioned about open eye meditation. Had he been there, I would have asked what kind of open eye meditation you did in the marriage. So food is tasty. From where the food is coming? From vegetables. Who is providing vegetables? Krishna is providing vegetables. So I thought of asking him, but he is not there. That's okay. But anyway, today's chapter is Hare Krishna. చాలా రోజుల తర్వాత మాతాజీ నిన్నే వచ్చారా ఈ విజయవాడ నుంచి? ఓకే, సో కమింగ్ టు recap. So this is what is the today's chapter? Vishwarupam, that universal form. Okay, so we will be doing a quick recap of the 10th chapter, what we did. In the 10th chapter, Krishna has established himself, that he is the source of all, he is the cause of all causes. He has established that particular point. Is everyone able to see it?
Yes.
Good to see it, right? Okay, like I was just thinking it very low. And second part, what we discussed in the 10th chapter is Krishna has condensed entire Bhagavadgita into 4 shlokas, and these 4 shlokas are called Chatushloki. So in the Chatushloki, he gives, similar to a boy who has mental issue and he lost from his parents. So first aspect is search, second aspect is cure, third aspect is combining both kid and parents. So similarly, we are lost. So Krishna, in the first one, he establishes that what is the relationship between me and the souls, that is us, manaku and కృష్ణుడికి మధ్యలో లింక్ ఏంటి అనేది కృష్ణుడు ఫస్ట్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేస్తాడు. ఆహం సర్వస్వ ప్రభు అని చెప్పి, నేనే అన్ని స్పిరిచువల్ అండ్ మెటీరియల్ వరల్డ్, ఆధ్యాత్మిక జగత్తుకి, ఈ భౌతిక జగత్తుకి నేనే మూల కారణం. హరే కృష్ణ, హరే కృష్ణ. సో దట్స్ వాట్ హీ. అమ్మ మీకు ఇంగ్లీష్ అర్థమవుతుంది కదా? అర్థం పర్లేదు. So in this Chatushloki, only God can do. He can condense 700 shlokas into 4 shlokas. Similarly, 18,000 shlokas also he can condense it in 4 shlokas in Bhagavatam. So only God can do. No Rishis, no Munis can do this. Only God can do that. So that's what he did in Chatushloki Gita in the 10th chapter. He condensed entire Bhagavad Gita into 4 items where he established himself and the relationship between him and the soul, that like us. He established the relationship. And second, he establishes the how to attain him, what is the process and what is the result, how to do that. All this he mentions in the Chatushloki Gita. And the third one is Arjuna gives a feedback. Whatever I learnt, is it right or not? He gives a feedback that this is what I learnt. Am I right, Krishna? That's what we do, right? Our kids also, నేను చదివాను మమ్మీ, కాంటు చూడు, కాబట్టి నువ్వు అడుక్కో, నేను చెప్తా అంటాడు. సో that's what Arjuna does. He gives a feedback on whatever Krishna has told till now, and he reconfirms whether it is right or not. So then the 10th chapter ends with saying that yes, Krishna, all this material world or this universe is entire universe is maintained by one fragment of mind. That's what he says, one fragment of mind. Then here, that is the link between 10th chapter to 11th chapter. That is the link. So in the 4th chapter, despite telling that Arjuna understands the position of Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead, but still he asks for showing Vishwarupam, right? So then the point what he wanted to say. See that he desires to see that form. See that form. So we need to understand the link between 10th chapter and 11th chapter. 10th chapter ends that universe is maintained by one figment of my part. Now Arjuna in the 11th chapter desires to see that form. It doesn't mean that he has to see that form that Krishna, he doesn't believe Krishna. It is for our benefit, because in future they know there will be lot of Mayavadis, lot of impersonalists who would be coming and questioning, and they might even confirm that we are God. There are people in this current society, there are people, I don't want to quote who are they and all, but there are a lot of people who say that I am God. Okay, so anyway, we'll eventually come to that, so we need to understand. So that's what it ends with. Krishna describes his vibhutis, and last vibhuti what he mentions is the same thing, that with a single fragment I maintain the entire universe. Total, how many vibhutis he shows in Bhagavad-Gita 10th chapter? How many vibhutis or how many opulences does he show? Like, in the land animals I am lion, in the Rudras I am Shiva. Like that, total how many opulences does he show? This is a question for everyone. Though తప్పు చెప్పిన ప్రాబ్లం లేదు, పనిష్మెంట్ లేదు, no punishment for telling wrong. Actually, in the chapter he mentions about almost 82 opulences, though we have shown only 16 to 17, but on the table, tiger, in the land animals who are easy and all, we have given only some of them. If we go on, the class would not be sufficient, so we have concised it. So total 82 opulences he says, and the last opulence what he says is about this key. I maintain the entire universe through single fragment of mind. And now Krishna, that Arjuna desires. Arjuna, this first sloka, mad anugrahaya paramam guhyam adhyatma sanginitam yat tvayoktam vachastena mohoyam vigato mama. These two items are very important. Mad anugrahaya means, to have a compassionate nature. Anugrahinchanu antar kada. So anugrahinchanu means showing compassion, and compassion is something each and everyone won't be getting it. And this knowledge, getting spiritual knowledge is one of the compassionate things. That's what we bow down to gurus who provide the spiritual knowledge. When myself, till 5 years back, our lifestyle was completely different, and to understand that animals and humans, what is the difference? What is it? Eating, mating, sleeping and defending. These are the only things what we were doing and animals are doing. That point, it was very difficult to digest. Because our Prabhuji used to say, see, the same point, one person might take how he can take it, and other person how he can take it. Actually, this point was mentioned, there is no difference between us and pigs. Ahara bhayam nidra maithunamcha. These are the 4 items: eating, mating, sleeping, defending. These are the 4 things which even pigs do, we do. That was very hard to digest when he first quoted in the first session to me. So this, but the same dialogue was quoted, one person has taken offensively. That how come you are comparing us with pigs? He had a fight. In fact, literally he had a fight, and we brought him separately and we have spoken to him and all. A lot of fight has happened in one of the sessions. So, but though it was difficult, but it was right. Yes or no? We humans and animals, we are having a difference, right? If we are not using our consciousness for gaining a correct knowledge, what is the difference between humans and animals? Right? So that's what mad anugrahaya. So that particular shloka here is having a lot of significance, means he is having that compassionate nature, and Arjuna didn't, in fact, for getting this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, Arjuna didn't pay any fees, right? You know that, right? Arjuna didn't pay any fees for getting the Bhagavad Gita knowledge. Yeah. Okay, so thank you. Okay, so Arjuna didn't pay any fees for getting the Bhagavad Gita knowledge. We need to understand that. So without paying any fee, he is getting that knowledge. Sometimes I really think, sometimes people don't pay much attention if the fee is not there. If fee is there, they will take extra attention, right? As I told my example, fees. When generally people take seriously when there is 10,000 కట్టామంటే రియలీ చాలా ఎలా అయినా చదవాలరా ఇది చేయాలరా అనే కసి ఉంటుంది. ఫ్రీగా వచ్చిందంటే ఆ నాలెడ్జ్కి వాల్యూ లేదు. There is no value for the knowledge which we are getting very freely, right? So yeah, we need to understand, or we need to value that. So
yes, sir.
huh?
You are getting fees.
Huh?
You are getting fees.
Fees.
That is in material. That is a knowledge. This side, you have to pay fee. But in spirituality,
No fee. But still, yeah. The thing is, sometimes the spiritual masters or the brahmacharis or the people or the devotees who are there in the disciplinary succession, they take fee not for themselves but for the service of the Lord, especially brahmacharis. In ISKCON, even we too also, whatever the classes are happening, every Sunday we connect, and monthly once we pay fee not for that but to manage the satsang. We are having almost 100 to 150 devotees. We need to prepare prasadam, we need to do some yatras, we need to organize some youth preaching activities. In fact, our Sunil Prabhu and Sanjay Prabhu know there are some brahmachari ashram in Narsingi. In Narsingi there is a brahmachari ashram where they are studying. There are almost 20 to 25 brahmacharis who are trying to practice Krishna consciousness, and quarterly once grihasthas, everyone gather some money and pay some 20 to 30,000 every quarter to them for their needs. So they are trying to, whatever service we could do, we also pay fee, but to sustain the satsangs. Okay, so luckily, even in our satsang also, every week we are getting some or the other Prabhuji or Mataji giving amount for prasadam, right? So somehow we are able to sustain. So it is said, even Srila Prabhupada says, wherever you are giving or spreading the Krishna consciousness or spiritual knowledge, we need to give some minimal amount of fees. There is nothing wrong in taking the fee, unless you are using that money for Krishna consciousness activities, not for your personal use. Okay, so that's what you say. Anyway, our topic is getting deviated, but we need to understand that Arjuna didn't pay any fees for getting the Bhagavadgita knowledge. Hare Krishna. We didn't pay any fee. So spiritual knowledge is most valuable and valuable thing that one can get, and we should be grateful for our spiritual masters or the acharyas in the lineage who has spread this Krishna conscious knowledge or spiritual knowledge for entire humanity. We should always be thankful. Whether you are, material knowledge at some point, it might not be of any use. For example, when I was in 1999, when I passed out of BTech, at that time Java, everyone Java, little they learn US. But after some time, the Java lost the charm, right? Now different. So material knowledge at some point or the other might not be having that significance, but spiritual knowledge is something which goes life after life. What are the spiritual credits you are gaining? That gain, your next life would be starting from that level only. So among almost 10 devotees are sitting here. We should not underestimate. You should not think that, oh, I am sitting in a Vyasasana, so shabash, I am great knowledge, you all are bachas. No. We don't know what kind of spiritual spark is there, each one of you, we don't know. Even my Prabhuji, my Shiksha Guru says, even don't underestimate the person who is sitting right adjacent to you. He might be yogi in your previous life. It's just a matter of time to unravel the spiritual part of him. So we should never in spirituality, it's nothing like that. So whoever is teaching, it's not that. Actually, in this entire activity of satsang every Sunday is happening, who is getting benefited more? You? Wrong. Me. I am really, you don't believe, I am getting benefited. When we are going through our understanding and all, that's altogether different thing, perspective we get. I am really getting benefited. Whether devotees are coming or not, I am really getting benefited. Anyway, the point apart, But we need to thank or express gratitude towards our spiritual masters or the acharyas in our lineage who has provided the spiritual knowledge to entire humanity. We need to always have that gratitude. So that's what Arjuna shows gratitude to Krishna, that you have somehow opened my eyes. That's what we say, that Ajnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya. So we were in darkness, though it might be sounding very preachy dialogue, but how true it is. How true it is. How many people are getting connected? Of course, we can't expect, because this knowledge is not for common public. They will not understand, most of them. But we should be always having that gratitude towards the spiritual masters who are providing. Here the master is Krishna, and ultimate super disciple is Arjuna. That's what Arjuna says, that he is very thankful to Krishna that he has shown mercy or compassionate towards him for giving this knowledge. And next one is Vigato Mama. Vigato Mama dialogue is about, he has dispelled all the illusion. We need to understand that Arjuna in Bhagavad-Gita, in the Mahabharata war, has undergone through 5 stages of transformation. 5 stages. Anyway, it's not only Arjuna, but any spiritualist, they will be going through the 5 stages. I don't want to dwell into that 5 stages, what they are and all. But he undergoes through those 5 stages. And Vigato Mama means, as I mentioned, his illusion is lost. We need to understand one thing. Arjuna, what he was in the first chapter, he is not the same in 10th chapter. He is more matured, he is more knowledgeable, he is convinced with the knowledge. We need to understand that. Okay. Now, here, 11.2, he says, O lotus-eyed one, Kamala Patraksha, I have realized your exhaustible glories. Exhaustible glories. Now the question for everyone: how many names does God have? 108. And anyone else? Infinite. Anyone else? Infinite. It's not 108. We have infinite names for God. Infinite names for God. Now, question for you. In Quran, how many names God have?
Only one.
What is it?
That who wrote that Quran? That is their head.
No. Any guesses? Quran, how many names are mentioned for God in Quran? Allah. Allah is a prominent one, but there are total 99 names. 99 names for God in Allah, in Quran mentioned. And in Vishnu Sahasranama, how many names of God are mentioned? No, not 1,000. 1,000. Yeah, so that is Vishnu. Vishnu Sahasranama. Okay, so like that, but when we ask how many names does God have, it is infinite names. Infinite names He has. Okay, so we need to understand that point, that God has unlimited names, and some people fight for God has this many names only. God has that many names only. So see, it is compared to an example of sun. Sun is one. Now one more question I will ask. In our universe, how many suns are there? How many suns are there? In our Brahmanda, how many suns are there? Guess. One or how many? Still doubt is there, No, in Brahmanda, only one sun is there. In our Brahmanda, only one sun is there. But despite there being one sun, in each and every place, sun is called with a different names, right? Surya, Ravi, and Surya Namaskar, I think there are a lot of names it is called as. So we need to understand that despite sun is one, at different places, in Middle East it is called as with another name, Helio, Surya, Ravi, Sun, different places, different names they are called. Similarly, God is one, and at different places He is called with different names. So it doesn't mean God has different names means there are that many gods. No. That conception is wrong. Since there are so many names, that many gods are there? No. That we need to understand. Okay. Now, now, how many names? Now, when I was asking about sun, Surya Namaskar we were saying, right? Every day, anyone, I think someone might have done Surya Namaskar. Yeah, I think all these are uttered, right? Like Mitraya Namaha, Savitraya Namaha, Raviyaya Namaha, Arkaya Namaha. I don't know. Right, that's what all these 12 names they utter while doing the Surya Namaskar morning. Okay, so like this, this is a point to prove that Surya, sun might be one, but there are multiple names. But despite being multiple names, we should not conclude that since there are multiple names, multiple suns are there. No, there is only one sun per Brahmanda. Okay. Now a question to you: how many names of Krishna are mentioned in Bhagavad-Gita? Tough question, I think. Bhaskar Prabhu, it's you have to answer this. How many names? Like, see, just now, Patraksha, Kamala Patraksha, he says that's one name of Krishna. So, like that in Bhagavad Gita, with how many names Krishna was addressed? Okay, come on. Now sum it up. Who can sum? Who can add all this? And tell me the total count first. 68, yes. 68 names. Krishna's 68 names, with 68 names, he was addressed by Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. But it doesn't mean that only 68 names are there are infinite names. We need to understand them. Okay, so we need to understand that despite having these many names, at a high level, these names are divided into two types. Okay, these names are divided into two types. One is secondary, other is primary. Gunanam and Mukhyanam. That's what they call in Sanskrit. So the secondary names are related to material world, and primary names of God are related to spiritual world. So there are even names which are common to both material and spiritual realm as well. But at high level there are two types of names: Gunanam and Mukhyanam. Now, what are secondary names? For example, these are the Gunanam and these are the Mukhyanam. Jagannivas, Paramatma, Vidhata, Parameshwara, Almighty, all these are secondary names which are related to this material world. And these are God names which are related to spiritual world. What are those? Krishna, Yashoda Nandana, Govinda, Sham Sundara, Gopinada, all are spiritual, belong to spiritual realms. There might be some names which are common to both of them also. Now, name two which are secondary. You are able to bifurcate, right? Each and every name, whether it is secondary name or primary name, when people chant these holy names, whether it is secondary or primary, there will be a different kind of spiritual credits. As you remember, when we mentioned in the very, I don't know how many of you have attended, Mahamantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we have logically calculated that what does one name of Krishna means. One name of Krishna is equal to, 1000 names of Vishnu is equal to one name of Rama, 3 names of Rama is equal to one name of Krishna. Like that we have calculated, and we have uttered that one time if we are uttering Mahamantra, it is equivalent to remembering Vishnu almost 17 lakhs times. That's what we proved when we told that one Mahamantra when we utter Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So each and every chanting of one God name has its own spiritual credits. Now the question is, can you give me 2 more examples of secondary names of God? Secondary names of God. Yes, no, कोई उधर punishment नहीं है, इधर hunter कुछ नहीं है punishment देने के लिए. Allah is a secondary name. Allah is a bona fide name also. Allah is also a bona fide name. God, Almighty. Allah, what is the meaning of Allah? What is the meaning of Allah? Allah means the greatest. The greatest. So these are the, there are some more, like this there are so many secondary names, you know. Either Janardhana, God, Allah, Ishwar. Ishwar is covered, not covered, right? Ishwar. Ishwar is also a secondary name. Now, name two primary names. Come on, you can guess this. Two primary names. Huh? Yes, these are secondary names. Gopal, Yadunandana, Nandanandana, Damodar. These all are primary names. So we need to, and so like this, you know, we need to understand that these names are divided. So lesson is, just as the sun is one, but he is known by different names in different places, so the Lord is one, but his names are many. It is not that God is many and therefore his names are also many. No, that's what we need to understand. Okay. Now, you know, then in the 11.3 here, Arjuna asks, with a single fragment of myself, Krishna says, with a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Like that, Arjuna asks. Then Krishna says, yes. Then Arjuna desires, I wish to see how you have entered into this manifestation. I want to see that form of yours. I want to see that form of yours. Then Krishna asks, what Arjuna, you don't believe me whatever I said? No, Krishna, I 100% believe whatever you said. It's not all a problem. But I would like to witness this. I would like to witness this, and we need to understand, you know, we need to understand why Arjuna wanted to see the Vishwarup. Why? Why Arjuna wanted to see the universal form or Vishwarup? ఎందుకు తెలుగులో ఏమంటారు? విశ్వరూపం. కృష్ణుడు విశ్వరూపం కృష్ణుడు విశ్వరూపం చూడాలని అర్జునుడు ఎందుకు అనుకున్నాడు? Why? For all benefit. For benefit of whom? For our benefit, right? For our benefit. That's right. For the entire humanity. Tomorrow, no one should question. Anyway, but ideally, we need to understand that there are mainly four reasons. Four reasons why Arjuna asked for showing the universal form, and those four reasons are why Arjuna wanted to see. So those are the four reasons we need to understand. These are the four reasons. First, to help people understand Krishna's glories. To help people to understand Krishna's glories. This is for, you know, this is for the less intelligent people. When tomorrow, you know, some people might believe only when they see. There is a possibility that I will believe only when I see. They might ask. Even people now ask, బాబు నువ్వే కాదరా నాయన, అర్జునుడే చూశాడు, కావాలంటే భగవద్గీతలో చూడు, అర్జునుడే చూసి వణికి, he was trembled with fear after seeing the Vishwarup. Arjunananta great warrior himself, he trembled with fear. What about you? You are not in a situation to see the God. My Guru Maharaj says, you know, don't expect God to come to you and see you. You do your activities in such a way that God is coming to see you. That's what my Guru Maharaj usually quotes. So we need to understand that this is for the less intelligent people. When they see and they wanted to, they also wanted to share Krishna's glories or greatness to the whole world. So there are a lot of glories of Krishna, though in Bhagavad-Gita with less, almost 1 to 1.5 hour time, Krishna gave the Bhagavad-Gita knowledge. But we need to understand Krishna's glories a lot. There are a lot of pastimes what Krishna has performed. But this Vishwarup is a, you know, big roop wherein tomorrow future people like in Kali Yuga, people will understand that yes, Krishna has shown the universal form. So the first reason is to help people understand Krishna's glories, and second is to establish Krishna's divinity for all. Second reason for showing the Vishwarup is to establish the Krishna's divinity for all, because a lot of people say right, Krishna is like a normal human being, like he like us. He stayed for 125 years like us only and died, right? That's what, in fact, a lot of people say, Krishna was there in this world for 125 years and he died. That's very wrong actually. So without a proper knowledge, they talk about Krishna like that. So we need to understand that to establish, for those who believe that he is like an ordinary man, they say that he also played with lot of girlfriends, he stolen saris, he used to steal butter. He's also like a normal kid only. He also did the activities like a normal human being. A lot of people say. So to establish the divinity of Krishna, that is another reason for Arjuna asking Krishna to show the Vishwarupa. Am I clear? Yeah. What is the third reason? Third reason is to convince others that Krishna is truthful. Before showing universal form, Krishna and Arjuna have been discussing a lot. People might think ये दोनों क्या क्या बात करके अपन को बकरा बना रहे हैं. Whatever they are saying, it's not valid. A lot of people say, right? I mean, sometimes when two people are discussing, what is it? My kid when Dhruv and Bhavika were very almost 2013, almost 10 years back. Almost 10 years back, my both the kids were in the community, and they have seen actor Jagpati Babu, and they met in lift, and they have taken a sign, and they have taken a photo also. Then they used to go and tell the friends, hey, at the time of Simha movie, some villain he was playing. At the time, Jagpati Babu was having a good popularity about his role in that movie, and also a lot of people were having a craze on Jagpati Babu. So they used to go to school, and they told, we met Jagpati Babu, but nobody believed. Their friends didn't believe. Then they have shown the photo. See this. So like this, tomorrow. So before Krishna showing the universal form, they have been discussing lot of things, lot of great topics they were discussing. But just to prove that whatever Krishna told, it is 100% right, 110% right, he asked Krishna to show the universal form, not for him to establish the reality, but for the future people like us. Arjuna requests to show the universal form such that to convince others that Krishna is truthful, whatever he said, he meant it. That is the third reason. Next, fourth reason is to set a criterion. To set a criterion means tomorrow, a lot of people today say, right, I am God, I am Kalki, I am God, they say. But can he show universal form like that? There are a lot of people who are simply pouring money, lakhs of money, for this godmen we should say, which are not genuine people, and the people are also like that, blindly following. But if a proper devotee, if they come across, they will not be able to stand in front of them. Can he show universal form? Can anyone show universal form now who are saying that we are God? Yeah. That's the situation is. So the lesson is, the Supreme Lord God is everywhere and in everything, but it does not mean that everything is God. We need to understand that. Okay? The Supreme Lord is everywhere and in everything, but it does not mean that everything is God. God or his incarnations are not ordinary, and a person, however great, cannot become God ever. However great. He might be a great philanthropist, he might be a PhD doctorate. He cannot be called as God. We need to understand that. Okay, so when he's saying about to convince others, and people might think that they are boasting about themselves, right? Krishna and Arjuna are boasting about themselves like that. So to establish that, he has asked for showing the universal form. Next, in 11.4. So then, if you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, then kindly show. We need to understand here one point is how humble Arjuna is asking. Okay, when we are in that humble nature, we will get the spiritual subjects. He is not demanding, show me. If you believe that I am eligible, if I can see you, then please show me. So always a student should have that humble nature, or have that nature of accepting the things very humbly, and the correct word I am not getting, humble and in a polite manner. we should ask. So that's what Arjuna, see, it is shown here. Okay, so this, we need to understand that there is so much to learn from Arjuna, that as a good disciple of a guru, he is making humble request and not demanding like him. Like him, he is not demanding. So we need to understand that. Okay, so probably he says probably with this material eyes I would not be in a position to see. That's what even Krishna confirms, that with your current eyes you will not be able to see. So I think it is not impossible, as you are a god, to make me show that universal form also, that Arjuna says. Then Krishna feels, yes, it sounds to be logical. Then Krishna starts, showing. But before showing also, we need to understand that before showing the universal form, Krishna first describes what is there in the universal form. That's a good strategy, right? Simply he can show and keep quiet, right, to Arjuna. But he explains first, as a good guru, that this is what you are going to see, this is what you are going to experience, and like that he tells, and then he tries to show. Okay, so first he gives the verbal narration. My opulences, hundreds of thousands of varied colored forms, Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras, and other demigods. See what no one has ever seen or heard before. Present, future, whatever you wish to see, here itself, nor not itself. So here the point, what we need to understand here is, it describes about himself first, and in 4 verses, these are the 4 verses, he gives a trailer. Trailer before showing the universal form, he gives a trailer. You know, right? When before the actual movie releases, they give a trailer these days. Trailer, only big important shots they show in trailers, so that you will get attracted. So like that, Krishna gives the from these four opulences, he describes a verbal narration. It's kind of a trailer he gives to Arjuna, that this is how it looks. So then, before he shows, question for you. Here he mentions Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras. So tell me, among the Adityas, who is he? Krishna? No. Among last class we have already heard. Among the Adityas, who is Krishna? Yeah, Vishnu. And among the Rudras? Shiva. Yeah, that's what. So that's a question. Now Krishna even says that no one has seen this universal form, Arjuna, and no one heard this before. You are the first person to see that in this Bhuloka. Okay. Any guesses? Who has seen the universal form before? I mean, though before he has shown it, but not this elaborately, but he has shown. To whom he has shown? In parts, of course, not this elaborately as Arjuna, but he has shown, but to whom?
In Raj Sabha, Bhishma and
Duryodhana also see. Even Duryodhana also sees. And even Yashoda Mai also sees, but only spark, not the elaborate one. But we need to understand. So we need to understand that he has shown Vishwarup before also, but only to some extent. And after seeing that universal form, Duryodhana says he is showing some magic. Mayavi, that's what. He is doing some Maya. So that's the reason why he doesn't believe. He is showing magic. Krishna is showing some magic. But that really, sometimes, it is really a, very surprising thing, right? Everyone is respecting Krishna as a god, and Duryodhana, despite seeing everyone, he never believed that he is God. Right? But similarly, I mean, we are able to, are we not able to correlate in the current society also? That, lot of people, they try to talk about God and they believe God, but when devotees come to their home or they try to tell something, they will not pay attention. Of course, luckily in this Kali Yuga, at least in this phase, at least they won't do anything. Okay? At least they are respect. Whether they are showing respect with genuine faith, that's a different thing. But at least ఓకే వాడు గాడ్ కాన్షియస్ మనిషి అని వాడికే వదిలేస్తున్నాడు. బట్ విల్ యూ బిలీవ్, బట్ గోయింగ్ ఫార్వర్డ్ ఇన్ కలియుగా, అట్ ద ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ కలియుగా, పీపుల్ who are going to have God consciousness, they are going to beat them, kill them. Here, Bhavishya Purana it is written. Bhavishya Purana it is written, whatever the limited people who are going to have God consciousness are going to live in forests, not in the normal society. Because people are going to hit them or going to kill them. That is written, Prabhuji Mataji. Now you are not able to believe, right? No, you can experience, 60, 70 years back, when for probably our Satya Prabhu, if we say 70 years back, in our villages or these things, this Harinam, Haridas, they used to, even in a village, when I was a kid, every week they used to have, every night they used to have bhajan in our villages. Till my BTech days, every year, 2 months I used to stay in village. 2 months I used to stay in village, and every day night they used to have bhajan. Of course, I was not that eager to go to bhajan, but they used to play. But now I am going to the same village. At that time, no TVs were there in village. Now in my village, lot of TVs have come. Once in a week or once in 2 weeks, they play this bhajan. I'm seeing the change in if you observe in the last 60 to 70 years itself, there is a lot of change in the people's God consciousness. Now going forward, Kali has to come, right? So it is gradually going to decrease. Now it's up to you. Up to you. Agattununtava mama igattuntava. It's up to you. Igattunemo Krishnunadu agattunemo mayundi. Anyway, it's a famous song in Telugu for the devotees who are not. So we need to understand now. Of course, this side we are having limited people. Our devotees community is very less. But it's up to you what you want to choose. It's option is open. So we need to understand that Krishna has shown this universal form already before to Duryodhana and also to his mother, but in a limited capacity, and that's what he says. So all these things he tells before showing the universal form. So now he says, now Krishna says, but you can't see me with your present eyes. I am giving you divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulences. So, we need to understand that this universal form is not something which is currently there. It has been there. Now Arjuna is showing, at that time only universal form is there, otherwise it is not there. No. Universal form has been there time immemorial, till that since the Brahmanda was born. That universal form has been there always. We need to understand that. So Krishna says similar to, so he is saying that you can't see with my present eyes. Now when we go to, have you seen Avatar? Way of Water, 3D, right? So when you go to that Avatar movie, you will not be able to see with your normal eyes, right? You need to put the 3D spectacles. And one more catch, if you seen or not, even in the Avatar Way of Water movie also, the first 5 minutes they talk about chanting. In the first 5 minutes, so the importance of chanting. So chanting is very important. Even in that, I don't know how James Cameron has imagined and all, how Krishna has given the intelligence to him to create that characters. But even in Way of Water, the first 1 to 2 minutes itself, they talk about chanting. They do chanting for praying. So we need to understand it is there in our culture, chanting. So anyway, coming to the point. So that's what he gives. Now, can you tell me who has seen universal form apart from Arjuna? Sanjaya. Good. That's right. Sanjaya has seen. And who else? Yes, you are right. Sanjaya has seen. Who else?
Barbaric.
Who's it?
Barbaric.
No, he was hiding in the rock, but no. Universal form.
His head was cut and kept there.
Head was kept and cut there, but he was seeing the war, not the universal form. He was not having eligibility or to see the universal form. No. Okay. So,
Vishnu.
huh?
Vishnu.
No,
Vishnu.
no. So we need to understand that, Sanjaya was able to see, and all other celestial demigods were able to see the universal form. All other celestial demigods were also able to see the universal form of the Lord. We need to understand that. Okay, so we need to understand, as I mentioned, universal form has been always there, and it was like a movie. So we generally, we see, we get a great experience when we see a movie in LED with a big music system in the IMAX, right? When I was in college days, first day first show only if I see, I used to get happy. So IMAX theater, first day first show in the front row. Why? That's a big screen. When you are seeing in a front row, how the experience will be? You have to see like this. Right? When you are sitting away, then simply you can see like this. No need to move your neck a bit, right? Right? But when you see in the IMAX theater, in the front row, when you see, but very silly thing. The person is foolish when he is seeing in IMAX sitting in the first row. You get a seat properly in the end and see. Why to sit in the first row? But the people who are very craving about movie, they even see. Okay, like me. Okay, they sit in the first row and they see like this. You should not miss each and every bit of it. So like that, Krishna, what was the screen for Arjuna to see the universal form? For him, the screen was like similar to LED or IMAX. For him, the screen was entire cloud. And right, when the universal form or the Bhagavad-Gita was spoken, the time was stopped. Everyone knows it, right? Yeah, no need to discuss about that. Time was stopped. Okay, so the screen for him, for Arjuna to see the universal view was entire cloud. Entire cloud. It's not IMAX. At least you have a rectangular shaped stuff, right? But for Arjuna, it was 3D, complete, round. And only, it's not one cloud or one particular screen, rectangular screen. It was not. It was entire. He could see like this, 360 degrees angle. He could see. He could see in the 360 degrees angle in the cloud. Cloud was made like a screen for Arjuna to see. That was the universal form. And in the universal form, he was mentioning about, he was describing here. He gives the eyes, and Krishna showed his universal form. Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was decorated with many celestial ornaments and bore many divine upraised weapons. Divine upraised weapons. He was able to see. So all men filled up with lot of hands, lot of bellies, lot of mouths, lot of weapons, lot of mukuts, lot many demigods, all were coming from him. That picture he could see. So that picture he could see, and what he saw was inexplicable. And there Dhritarashtra asked, and Sanjaya was also seeing it for the first time. He was not able to explain. He was stunned. Right, there are two discussions happening. One is between Arjuna and Krishna, one thing. Second discussion is happening between Sanjaya and Dhritarashtra. Now Dhritarashtra asked Sanjaya, what is happening? He was saying that it is inexplicable. I am not able to explain what he is seeing, because he has not seen like that before at all. I don't know what to. Have you ever? One question for you. Have you ever thought from your childhood till now that something I wish I would see? నాకు ఇది చూడాలని ఉంది అని అనిపించేది ఏమైనా ఉందా చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి ఇంతవరకు? ఏదైనా చూడాలని, నాకు ఇది ఖచ్చితంగా చూడాలని ఉంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, దట్ ఆప్షన్ ఇస్ గివెన్ టు యూ. అండ్ వన్ మోర్ థింగ్, వన్ మోర్ ఆప్షన్ ఈస్, Krishna has given this benediction to Arjuna to see only what you wish. It is something like, Avatar movie, again I want to take the example of Avatar. I think Avatar first part, everyone might have seen that, right? Avatar first part. Hey, no? Avatar first part. What?
He doesn't let me watch anything.
Huh?
He won't let me watch anything.
Should say. So Avatar you also not seen? First movie, not second one. First movie. No? God. I think all are really elevated devotees here. Seriously, I am humbled. Okay. I think Bhaskar Prabhu you might have seen, right? Abhinay. God. Yeah. Hum either. Anyway, the thing is, Avatar, in that movie, there is one act wherein hero has to connect to one bird. Similar, for example, each and every demigod will be having their own celestial vehicle, right? Celestial vehicle would be there. Similarly, in that movie, what happens is they have to select a bird as their vehicle. Bird as a vehicle. But for selecting that bird as a vehicle, you need to fight with it. And while the fighting, that bird's tail and his hair should attach somehow. Once you are attaching, then the connection happens, and he would be eternally till you are there will become his vehicle. And while that vehicle is formed, in whatever you think, like that only he will fly. There is no need to tell that you fly like that. So that is the bond when it happens between hero and that bird. Similarly, it's not only hero, all the clan of that people, they have their respective vehicles as the bird or their own bird. So for initial establishing that bond, they have to fight with the bird and establish the connection. Then they will become their vehicle. And when it becomes a vehicle, there is no need to order that bird to fly like that, to fly smoothly, fly wildly. There is no need to order. We need to only think that please fly. It will fly. That's what it happens. Okay? So like this, here in Arjuna's case, he shows the universal form, and Arjuna is shown, at least in our TV we have a remote option. I need that channel, so I will go to this channel. Right? In TV we have that option. But in Arjuna's case, in the universal form, whatever he wished to see, he would be seen. I mean, he would be seeing that only. He wanted to see the universal form, so he is seeing universal form only. So that we need to understand that. So whatever he thought, because there are a lot of things to see, but whatever he thought he wanted to see, he was able to see. There is no need of remote. Okay, press this remote. I wanted to see Krishna's pastime. Had he thought that I wanted to see Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's childhood pastimes, he could have shown that itself. Only thinking is enough. But he wanted to see the universal form. So that's what he desired. Now the question for you, in your childhood, till now, what you are thinking or desiring to see and you could not see. For example, for myself, when I joined my corporate companies, I used to ask my boss, sir, for example, someone is not performing. How will you tell that you are not performing and you are fired? You are fired. How will you say that boldly? That's always, when in my earlier career, I used to, it's a very tough thing to say, right? That to someone saying that you are not performing well, you are fired, you are removed out of the job. Yes or no? So I used to desire that. How will you say? How will you say that you are fired? You please get out. That was always, how people say it was always a thing for me. So I have given my example. Now you give your example. Have you desired something and which you could not see till now? Come on. What's your good name? Ishita. Dikshita. Okay. Do you have any desire? No desire? Okay, that's good. Anything. There are a lot of things we can desire. Anything. I think seeing all elevated devotees, I think you might be having much more much more valid desires than me. Mataji, any desire which is not fulfilled yet? बताइए कुछ है? I think you will be saying, I wanted to see Krishna. That is the desire. By seeing the elevated devotees here, very glad, Prabhuji and Mataji. Very nice.
I want to see real life of Krishna.
You wanted to see?
Real life of Krishna.
Real life of Krishna. Yes, that's good. That's good. No, that's what. Had you been in Arjuna's position, he would have showed that also. In just a few minutes, you could have seen Krishna's birth till he left the planet, or till he was there. Had you been there in Arjuna's position, instead of seeing the universal form, he would have showed how he escaped from the prison of Kamsa, and how he killed Kaliya, how he killed Shakatasura, lot of demons. He would have shown everything. You would have seen his entire life in a span of few minutes had you been there in Arjuna's position. But we need to understand that Arjuna thought about it, that's why he has seen it. But had he thought that I wanted to see Kaliya Leela of Krishna, he would have shown that only. Okay? Now, another part. While he was seeing the gigantic form of Krishna, he was trying to zoom in, because the entire screen was universal form. Now in our computers, we are having a facility to zoom, right? Zoom, you know, right? Zoom. In a computer, single file, if you wanted to zoom, for example, just now while playing our bhajan, we zoomed the tiny letters into big letters, right? So like that, now Arjuna wanted to zoom the universal form. Now after zooming the universal form, what did Arjuna see? Any guesses? When he zoomed the universal form, what did he see? Huh? Yes. So yeah, he was seeing that sun and moon were his eyes, and one more bhayanak he seen. What is that? Yes, people dying from when people are getting into his mouth, and their heads were getting crushed between teeth. Their heads were crushed between teeth. Okay, like we do chutney in our kitchen, right? Like that. It was getting crushed. All the heads were getting crushed in between the teeth. So that was a gigantic form what Arjuna was seeing. And when Dhritarashtra, he was asking Sanjaya, when you are talking about universal form, how was it looking? How does it appear? That's what he was asking Sanjaya. He was saying that I am not able to. Sanjaya was saying it was very effulgent. Effulgent means, you know, right? Very, very much light was there. Very effulgent was there. How much effulgent he was asking? Dhritarashtra was asking how much effulgent. Then he said, it is similar to 1,000 sun rising at the same time. It is something like Upaman. Why he has never seen 1,000 suns rising at the same time. But he has used it. Sometimes we quote, right? When, for example, when we go to a rock, I don't know, you people might not have gone to rock or pub and all, but let me give a more genuine example for the devotees who are there here. I am giving very wild examples, I think. For example, if you are going to a big gathering, you don't know the exact count of people who are there in the gathering, then what you will say? Kotla janalu vacharra. Crores of people have come, you will say. When we don't know the number, sometimes we exaggerate the thing. We say, we use so many superlative words. Chala mandu vacharra babu. Oka jana pravaham jellindi. Kotla mandu vacharra. Whether they are koti or not, we don't know, but we use some superlative terms to exaggerate the actual incident. So similarly, Sanjaya uses this term saying that it is equivalent to 1,000 suns rising at the same time. So that's how the universal form looked. That's what Sanjaya says to Dhritarashtra. So here, so that's how he mentions, and Dhritarashtra asks, has he taken Arjuna to somewhere else to show this universal form? No. He has not taken him to anywhere. He was there in the middle of armies and he was showing it. That's what Sanjaya says to Dhritarashtra. And he talks about, were there other people also seeing it? No, same place, and no one was seeing it, and only it's in the middle of two armies. And he was saying no one else has seen it. This special vision was only given to Arjuna to see it. That's what Sanjaya says. And only some other, as I mentioned, some other celestial demigods and Sanjaya could see that universal form. No one else. No one else. Okay. Now, after seeing this universal form, what was Arjuna's mood? Guess. Question. What was Arjuna's mood after seeing the universal form? He was excited and happy to see. Are you sure he was happy? 100%? No. Now tell me, if someone in front of you, some heads are getting crushed between teeth, will you feel happy? Huh? Tell me. You will feel sad. You will at least feel sad. I will shiver. I will shiver. You will at least feel sad. I will shiver. Okay. So Arjuna, how does what Arjuna's mood was means he was astonished with fear and distraught. He was fearful. He was trembling. And because when the universal form was shown all around 360-degree angle, he was simply paying obeisances. He could not behold the universal form. It's very difficult to imagine when somehow with the great Acharya's intervention they would be able to give some picture to it. They would give some picture to it, no? So see, Arjuna was trembling with folded hands, trembling, distraught. So we need to understand that Arjuna was completely astounded and fearful and trembling, awestruck. Okay. Now 11.15. So here, when Pashyami Devam Tava Deva Dehe. So who all has seen it? All demigods, entities, Brahma, Shiva, and all sages have seen it. And what is the form? Many arms, bellies, mouths, eyes, many crowns, clubs. Till where? Till where? There was no beginning, no middle, no end. It's similar to my IMAX only. At least in the IMAX I have a beginning and end. From this end to that end I was seeing. But for Arjuna, he has to rotate the head to see. His eyes are not able to see the complete, he was not able to capture the complete universal form because it was shown 360 degrees angles. So at least 180 degrees you can bend. But he has to rotate himself to see the thing. So he was not able to see completely. So that's what he was saying, that it is spreading everywhere, no end, middle or beginning. Well, he was saying, it is inexplicable, Prabhuji and Mataji, it is inexplicable. Avarnanatitam antar Telugulo, I think. Antena? Varnanatitam ante explain cheyagalagedi. Avarnanatitam ante explain cheyalenadi kada. Ante kada? Varnanatitam ante explain cheyagalagedi. Explain చేయలేనిది ఏమంటారు? ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయదగ్గనిది. అంతే అంటారా? వర్ణనాతీతమా? రైట్. వర్ణనాతీతం, యా. So which can't be explained. That's what even Sanjaya was saying. Okay. So so when Arjuna was looking at the universal form, his eyes were moving all around, as I mentioned, IMAX example. Similarly, universal form was conscious. And why I am saying universal form was conscious? Because it was why I am saying it is conscious is whatever Arjuna wanted to see, that universal form was showing. It is similar to our remote. Whatever we want, we press that channel to see that. But in case of Arjuna in the universal form, whatever Arjuna wanted to see, he was seeing. So we need to say that universal form was conscious and it was acting as per Arjuna's thinking. We need to understand that. Okay, so we need to understand that universal form was conscious and whatever Arjuna wanted to see, it was shown. And we need to, as I said, when Arjuna eyes fell on certain aspect of universal form, only it was horrifying and to see that. And similarly, as I said, he was able to zoom in and see all the heads were stuttered and all this he could see. So this is the form. This is one of the important pictures, right, Prabhujis and Madajis, where our acharyas have realized, upon their realization, they could at least give some picture of how the universal form was appearing. I think most of us might have seen this photo, right? Most of us, I think at least you might have seen the photo. I might be the last one to see it, but the thing is to imagine a universal form, how it looks, to give a picture to it. I think this is the best picture. Okay, so now in making this all this crushing heads and all, after seeing this, really he was able to see all the current warriors who were there in the Kauravas side were getting crushed between the teeth like Bhishma, Dronacharya, Karna and all. Now, what is Krishna proving by showing this? Question for everyone. What is Krishna proving by showing this? This zoom in and all this thing. What is Krishna proving? What is Krishna proving by showing all this gigantic form and by showing all this heads getting crushed between the teeth and all? What is Krishna proving? He can create and destruct. Yes, that's right. That is right. What else? What else? So we need to. What else is? ఇవన్నీ చూపించడానికి గల కారణం ఏంటి? That is right. Yes. Your all answers are right. The more appropriate answer what I was looking was Pavitranaya Sadhuna Nashaya Chaduskaya. Because adharma, to establish dharma, I come again and again. And whoever the miscreants are there, adharma, whoever at the side of adharma are there, they would be distracted. That's what the point he tries to prove by showing all this. And you are also right. Whatever you said is also right. But one of the main reasons is this. Because he promises, right? He wanted to fulfill that promise. He wanted to show that promise that whoever takes the path of adharma, I am going to destroy them. For destroying them only, I am coming again and again. So fulfill his promise, he is coming. That's what he wanted to show by the universal form or that zoom in form. Okay. So now 11.19 is that's what he looks. When he zooms in, sun moves, moon are his eyes, blazing fire from the mouth, whole universe is burning, all the people are scared, demigods are taking refuge in you, some are very frightened and praying with folded hands, Maharshis and Siddhas are calling Swasti, all peace, Shanti, Swasti, like that they are praying, everyone is looking at you in amazement and getting extremely distracted. That's what he sees when he zooms in the universal form. When he is not zooming, he is seeing the high level form. We call it, right, high level design document, low level design document. So when he sees the low level design document, he sees much more, all these things he sees. Okay, so in amazement, all these things he sees in 11.19. Now these warriors are entering just like this is the Kala Rupa. So this destruction form is Kala Rupa. So Kala, time kills everyone. Time kills everything. Youth, chala mandi 16 ఏళ్ల వయస్సు. They are very boasting of their age, color, black hair. There are some black hair. They will not be. The time is slowly, they will not be in a position to walk properly. They will not be. Their hair get grey, then eventually get white. Smooth chicks will get wrinkles. So Kala is I am the destructor. That's what Krishna confirms here. And Krishna gives two analogies here, that these warriors are entering like a river into an ocean. Like a river into an ocean. And have you ever seen a river entering into ocean? What kind of sound we get, right? It will be very. చూసావా ఎప్పుడు? టీవీలో చూసావా? టీవీలో కిక్ ఉండదు. యూ షుడ్ సీ ఇన్ రియల్. ఇప్పుడు నా నాన్న అమ్మ వాళ్ళతో నెక్స్ట్ టైము రియల్గా చూడాలని చెప్పు. సో ఇట్ విల్ బీ the sound we get when the river actually gets merged in the ocean, the kind of sound we get, it is వెరీ హ్యూజ్. చూసారా ప్రభు ఎప్పుడైనా, విన్నారా? హ్యావ్ యూ బీన్? అనుజ్ ప్రభు, హిమాంశు ప్రభు, హ్యావ్ యూ సీన్? It is very huge when it mixes. So Krishna compares that. So it looks like, ocean is swallowing the river. Ocean is swallowing the river. And similarly, he even gives the example of a moth. Moth. What is moth? Moth ni Telugulo emantaru? Moth. Come on, you can do it.
It's the stage before it turns into a butterfly.
Butterfly. Okay. Right? So anyway, we need to understand that moth also enters into fire. Moth also enters into fire. You know that, right? Chala, the thing is, they get attracted to fire. Right? Moth. Now, why Krishna gives these two examples? River entering ocean. He is comparing all the warriors getting destructed or getting killed or dying. He is comparing with, one is river getting mixed in ocean, second one is moth getting attracted to fire. Why he takes these two examples? Guess why he takes these two examples?
Appearances lo name samudram antaru. So ఆ రివర్స్ సముద్రంలో అలాగే ఆయన అవసరాన్ని ఆయన అంటే ఆయన క్రియేట్ చేసి అన్ని మనం ఆయనకి
కలుస్తుంది. ఓకే,
అలాగే అగ్ని
ఓకే,
ఆ గురువు ఏదైతే ఉందో ఆ అగ్ని అట్రాక్ట్ చేసుకుంటుంది. సో దట్ ఈస్ ఆల్ జీవాస్.
Because Arjuna was killing the people in their mouths, Krishna thought like that we will give the two examples.
Come again.
Arjuna was eating the people's head.
Arjuna was not eating the people's head. Krishna was eating the people's head.
Krishna gives the examples because they're comparing to the warriors who are like the river and the north.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, but to some extent you are right. Any other guesses? Why Krishna takes these two examples of river getting mixed into ocean and moth getting attracted to fire? Oh, battery. Okay. Yeah. Any guesses? Oh, then pump on. Any guesses? Why?
Moth refers to beauty and desires. Moth refers to beauty and desires.
Beauty and desires, okay.
So all they wonder they crush in fire.
No, Mataji. Let me give you the answer. So the answer is, there are so many warriors, almost 13 Akshmanis of warriors in Gaurava's side and 6 to 7 Akshmanis at the Pandava's side. And there is one thing called natural death. There is second thing called where the death of a warrior is decreased by their own negative karmas. Okay, so here you observe moth is dying due to getting attracted by fire. It is something individual to him. River getting mixed in ocean is natural, but moth getting into fire is not natural. It is something, it is getting attracted to fire and getting killed. Am I right? You're getting the point? Here, river getting into ocean is a natural process. It is a natural process wherein the warriors are expected to die at that time, so they are dying. It is a casual death where they are expected to die at that time and they are dying. But the Kaurava side, all the brothers, they are having because each and every living entity, when he borns in this life, they are born with certain lifespan. Now with your own tasks or with your own activities, you can decrease your span or increase your span. Now with the moth getting attracted to fire, but it is having a free will to not to get attracted, but it is getting attracted and getting killed. So it itself is decreasing its lifespan. So there are so many warriors in the Mahabharata war who have decreased their lifespan like moth. That's why Krishna gives this example. These two examples. One is of rivers mixing in ocean and moth getting attracted to fire. Am I clear? So here, yes. Kauravas have, with the acts of them, Kauravas have willingly chosen, attracted to fire. You know the dialogue between Duryodhana and Krishna, right? What is it? Huh? You read? You read in the book. You remember? No? So here, the dialogue between Duryodhana and Krishna. Krishna went as a Shantidut, right? Peace messenger he goes. The time we are having. Okay. Krishna goes as a Shantidut, and why Duryodhana? Please stop the war. Why are you doing like that? He asks. Then Duryodhana says, he put some condition. For the war. What are the conditions? Any guesses? In Pandavas, even if one Pandava survive, we are the winners. So Krishna job. Even if one Pandava gets killed, Mahabharata war would be won by Kauravas. Us. One condition. So Krishna gets a checklist. Okay, I need to save all the 5 Pandavas. Number 1. Number 2, even if one Kaurava lives, we won. So Krishna clear second checklist. All Kauravas have to die. Okay, point to check. And the third point is, what is the third point? Third point is, third point is, if within 18 days, if nothing is decided, then we will win. Within 18 days, if no clear cut draw in Ankundi, then we will win. So Krishna third checklist is clear. Within 18 days, we have to finish the war. So he has given. So see how we, sometimes we. God really loves. We should understand that how glorious or how merciful God is. That God Himself is coming and begging for not having war, and how disrespectful we are to God. How disrespectful we are. So we should understand that God is ready to lose Himself for the sake of your free will. God is ready to get defeated to your free will because you decide that Krishna is fulfilling you. Getting the point? So anyway, getting into different mode, but we need to understand that why these two examples were given were, what benefit are we getting by these two examples is, we need to, as I mentioned, moth is self-destruction due to their own foolishness. Due to their own foolishness, they are trying to get attracted to fire and die. Despite Krishna wanting no war, they are wanting it. So Krishna is comparing that all these people are moth and some people are like rivers, which is natural for them to die at this time. Now, likewise, in a battlefield, Kauravas have a death and much earlier than what they required. So now tell me a question: did the Kauravas do something which made their life shortened? What did the Kauravas do which made their life shortened? No. The question is what act or what particular incident made Kauravas' life shortened? Is the question clear? కౌరవుల యొక్క ఏ చర్యతో వాళ్ళ యొక్క లైఫ్ స్పాన్ తగ్గింది? లైఫ్ స్పాన్ decision wrong. They have made lot of decisions wrong, but what is the main trigger point? disrobing Draupadi. They have made lot of wrong decisions, that's a different thing. But what is the main trigger point which has led to this war? Disrobing of Draupadi. So that was the act which has shortened their life. But Krishna, still see how great he was. Still he went as a peace messenger and tried to do the thing. But we need to understand that. So this is the Kala Rupa. So Krishna was mentioning this is the Kala Rupa what we have, and eventually anyhow I am going to kill all of them. Kala Rupa is the ultimate thing which can kill all of them. That's what Krishna says. Then Arjuna talks about if Kala Rupa you yourself are killing, then why am I required? Why I am needed? You are killing, right? Then why I am required? That's what he mentioned in. So as they are disturbed, so am I. I am very fearful. Please be merciful to me. I cannot keep my balance. All are being shattered. Who are all shattered? All these are shattered. After that, we have seen rivers and moths. Kala Rupa. That's a Kala Rupa form where we are given the comparison of rivers and moth. So lesson: every single being takes birth with a fixed lifespan to live for. However, if one misuses the life by performing heinous acts, one's lifespan is shortened and one has to lose the rare and valuable life prematurely. So we should always do proper acts in our life, whatever the human life is given by God to us. తగ్గించుకోవచ్చు పెంచుకోవచ్చు కూడా పెంచుకోవచ్చు. Yes, with the acts we can. When we are born, we will be born with certain lifespan. Kani with your acts you can decrease it also and increase also. Yes, it can be done. Yeah. So that's what Arjuna says. So here again he asked, like in the previous shloka what we see, आख्या ही मे को भवान उग्र रूपो नमोस्तुते देववर प्रसीदा विज्ञातम इच्छामि भवंतम आद्यन नाहि प्रजानामि तव pavritim. So here आख्यायी word is very important. So Arjuna asked, what is this ferocious form? Kala Rupa. Krishna's Kala Rupa, how ferocious it is. It is taking everyone to destruction. So who are you? That's what Arjuna asked. And what is your mission? He asked. So what is this vision? I wish to know who are you, and it means you have only intention of destruction. So are you going to kill us as well? Kill mamman kuda champabothunava అని అడుగుతాడు అర్జునుడు. సో I am time, great destroyer of the world. It takes our healthy body, assets, memory, properties, whatever the body we are proud of, whatever the properties we are proud of, everything is going to be taken off without any iota of doubt. We might be very proud of properties. ఈ ప్రాపర్టీ ఈరోజు మీరు సంపాదించింది ఒక 100-200 ఇల్లాక వేరే వాళ్ళకు ఉండొచ్చు, మీకు గ్యారంటీ లేదు మీకు రానున్న జనరేషన్స్ కాపాడుకుంటాయో లేవు. నో గ్యారంటీ అట. ఇట్స్ అవర్ అదేంటి శ్రీరామ్ ప్రభుపాదుల వారు చెప్తారు, వాట్ ఈస్ ఇస్ రాంగ్ సెన్స్ ఆఫ్ సెక్యూరిటీ వాట్ వీఆర్ డెవలపింగ్ ఇన్ దిస్ మెటీరియల్ వరల్డ్. Anyway, it doesn't mean that you should not have or you should not. So whatever is required you can have it, but you should not be proud or gather more than required. Okay, so that's what Akhyayi term is very important, where Arjuna asks about Krishna, who are you? By seeing the Kala Rupa of Krishna, he says, who are you? Then Krishna says, I am the time. Aham kalosmi. I am the time. I am the great destroyer of everyone. The great destroyer of everyone. And people think that generally people think that a biological atom bomb is more powerful. At least to have that atom bomb thrown, there are a lot of things in the background to happen, but this time eventually it will destroy everyone. It's more powerful than atom bomb. That's what we need to understand. So now question to everyone: how many warriors survived the Mahabharata war? Venkataramana Govinda, about whom we are talking now. Come on. How many warriors survived after the Mahabharata war? How many warriors? No Google please. How many warriors survived in Mahabharata Yuddha? Come on, Bhaskar Prabhu. 5 Pandavas. Okay. No, he was not there. He was not born. Huh? Huh? Okay. Kripacharya, yes. Come on. Pandavas, Ashwatthama, Kripacharya. Okay. Now let me divide this question. How many from Pandava's side? How many from Kaurava's side?
Pandavas is 5, Kauravas is 100.
I know. You are right. Pandavas are 5, Kauravas are 100. My question is, after Mahabharata Yuddha, after the Mahabharata Yuddha of 18 days, how many Pandavas, how many people in Pandavas survived, and how many people in Kauravas side survived, and who are they? First you tell me how many from the Pandavas side survived.
7,000.
Intama?
Pandavas 7,000.
Pandavas side 7,000.
Kauravas 11,000.
No, wrong. Who have survived after the Mahabharata Yuddha? Survived. Mundu Pandavas side how many? First you tell me that. Let us talk about Kauravas later. First you tell me from Pandavas side how many survived?
7,000.
Pandavaru. Okay, 5 Pandavas. And anyone else? Anyone else? Huh? Krishna రాడు ఇందులోకి. Krishna is can't consider it. రథసారథి, కానీ ఆయన మేము ఇక్కడ కౌంట్ చేయట్లా. ఆయన దేవాది దేవుడు కాబట్టి ఆయన్ని పాండవ సైట్లో ప్రస్తుతం పెట్టట్లా. బికాస్ ఈ సర్వైవ్డ్ అంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫర్ ద హ్యూమన్ ఎంటిటీస్, బట్ ఫర్ గాడ్ దెర్ ఈస్ నో సర్వైవల్ ఆర్ నో డెత్. సో వి షుడ్ నాట్. ఏదండి? ఇక్కడ ఏంటి, ఇప్పుడు ఎంతమంది సర్వైవర్ అంటే ఎంతమంది బతికారు అంటే చనిపోయే అవకాశం ఉంది కానీ బతికారు. కానీ కృష్ణుడు ఆయన ఆ కేటగిరీలోకి రాడు, బికాస్ హీ హ్యాస్ నో డెత్. ఓకే ఓకే, టైం లాస్ట్ 10 seconds. హౌ మెనీ పాండవాస్ సర్వైవ్డ్? ఎస్, పాండవాస్, ఆల్ 5 పాండవాస్ ఆర్ దేర్. అపార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ 5 పాండవాస్, హూ ఆర్ ద others? Sanjay Prabhu, come on, Mataji. No, first tell only Pandavas. Kauravas? 5 Pandavas. How many more? How many more in Pandavas side? Mataji, bolo.
వాళ్ళ చిల్డ్రన్స్ ఎవరైనా ఉంటే అభిమన్యుడు చనిపోయాడు.
ఎవరు?
వాళ్ళ చిల్డ్రన్స్ పాండవుల పిల్లలు అభిమన్యుడు
చనిపోయాడు. ఎస్, ఎవరు లేరు. ఎస్. Okay, time up. First, yes, you are right. 5 Pandavas, all 5 Pandavas. And next one is Satyaki. Satyaki is a student of Arjuna. Satyaki is a student of Arjuna, and he was one of the important warrior in the war in the Pandavas side. Okay, and Sanjay Prabhu told that Satyaki. Who is the other? Who are the others, or how many in Pandavas side? Mobile to nahi dekh rahe ho. Yes, Yuyutsu is the other Pandava who has survived. Who is Yuyutsu? Yuyutsu is Dhritarashtra's son, not from Gandhari. Gandhari's maid was there. From her maid he got another son. That is Yuyutsu, who fought with Pandavas. So he also survived. So only these are the 5 Pandavas and Satyaki and Yuyutsu. These are the 7, I should say. 7 who have survived from Pandava's side. Okay? Now, how many, now first tell me how many have survived from Kaurava's side? Yes. ఎంతమంది బతికారు? సిస్టర్స్ రారు యుద్ధంలో. సిస్టర్స్ పార్టిసిపేట్ చేయలేరు కాబట్టి మనకు యుద్ధంలో పార్టిసిపేట్ చేసిన వాళ్ళలో ఎంతమంది బతికారు కౌరవుల సైడ్లో? కౌరవ సైన్యంలో ఎంతమంది ముందు పేర్లు వద్దు, ముందు ఎంతమంది హౌ మెనీ ఆఫ్ దెమ్ సర్వైవ్డ్? ఫస్ట్ ఎనీవర్ ఐ థింక్ టోల్డ్ అశ్వత్థామ, అండ్ సెకండ్ ఆల్సో టోల్డ్ ఐ థింక్ Krupacharya also. Who else? Dhritarashtra didn't participate in war. Kritavarma. Okay, Kritavarma. Okay, Kritavarma. Actually, these Satyaki and Kritavarma are contemporaries, we should say. So anyway, so there are total 3 who survived from Kaurava's side, and there are 7 who survived from Pandava's side. That's the answer. So these many people survived in the Mahabharata Yuddha. All other soldiers have died. And they went to, they all got delivered. Okay? That's what we need to understand. So all except Pandavas were destroyed. That will be outcome. That was the outcome of the war. That's what he has seen beforehand. Shanti? ఇది కొంచెం ఛార్జింగ్ సరిగ్గా పెట్టాము. So then Arjuna asked, we are having time, what is the time by the way? Yeah, we are on time. So if all except so if all are going to, then Arjuna asked, if all are going to die with your Kala Rupa, then why I need to fight? You are anyhow making to die, right? Then why Krishna is asking Arjuna to fight then? In his Kala Rupa anyhow, all are going to die, right? At one day or the other, all are going to die. Then why is he asking Arjuna to fight? He's a good king. Good killer. Good killer. Okay, good killer. Yes. In fact, Krishna says he is Savyasachi. Time, I am the greatest, and I have the same to distract. So 5 Pandavas, Satyaki, Ashwatthama. Yeah. If all are going to die anyway, why are you asking me to fight, Krishna? Like that Arjuna asked, to give you glory. See, anyhow God does, but God don't want to take credit. He wants to give credit to his devotees. So that's why to give glory to Arjuna, he asks Arjuna to fight. Despite Krishna can kill. Can't Krishna kill? Does he need our help to do anything? Okay. So to give you glory, you mean to say I will kill all of them? Do I have such powers? That Arjuna doubts himself because he is a humble devotee. He never thinks. Manaku edana chinna, if any minor skill is there for us, hey, Shabash Mahesh, I am having that skill, you know. And garra veekutam, collar paiki eskoni igurtam. But Arjuna being a gentle devotee, he asks, you mean to say that I will kill of them? Do I have such powers? Then Krishna says, of course, you are Savyasachi, don't be disturbed or fearful. That's what parenting? Dikshita mentions, he is a great killer. Yes, he is a killer. In fact, that killer is similar to, synonymous to Savyasachi. What is Savyasachi? Meaning of Savyasachi? Yes. I am really glad that I am in the midst of all devotees only here. Savyasachi means both the hands. Generally, they pick up with right hand and deliver the arrow with the, pick up the bow with the left hand and deliver this arrow with the right hand. But Arjuna can pick up with the left hand, bow left hand, right hand, and deliver the arrow with the right hand also. Both the hands he was able to do. So that's why he was called Savyasachi. So Krishna is boosting Arjuna. నువ్వేం తక్కువ కాదయ్యా, నువ్వు ఇదయ్యా, నువ్వు అదయ్యా అని హీస్ ట్రైంగ్ టు బూస్ట్ Arjuna that you are no normal being, you are a Savyasachi, you can kill all of them. So that's what Arjuna says. Yes Arjuna, but I wanted to give a glory and I want you to be famous. So he wanted Arjuna to be famous, right? After doing the war, he becomes famous. But does God really need our help? Now there is one more question. Sri Ramachandra. Someone say Ramachandra has put step by step all squirrels and all monkeys, they were asking to put the stones on the ocean to walk away, but Hanuman directly jumped and found Sita. So Hanuman is great. So how Hanuman got famous? How Hanuman got famous? Only after Rama says, you go and find out. Only after telling, after doing that act only, Hanuman become famous, right? Before that, no one knows Hanuman. Appudu Hanuman ki age anta, he was already big, right? But before that, no one knows Hanuman. After he was engaged in the Lord's service, he become famous. So always God is looking to give that popularity or fame to his devotees. He doesn't want to take credit. Okay? Yeah. So it is similar to child. Dikshita, have you ever stapled papers? No, you did it? But is this act of stapling papers, can it not be done without you by your dad or mom? They can do, right? Huh? They can do. But if you are not doing, it's nothing like they can't do, right? They can do. But still, if you did it, they felt happy, right? That Dikshita helped me today in this thing. So similarly, God also, He doesn't. Your parents don't need Dikshita to come and staple. They also can do. But since you came, you took up that service and stapled, and parents were happy. Similarly, God also doesn't need our help to perform any activity. But if you are doing that activity, God helps and God gives popularity or fame in return. Right? So we need to understand that. So now, what was going in Dhritarashtra's mind hearing all this? What was going on in Dhritarashtra's mind after hearing all this? Poor Dhritarashtra. First chapter lo virravi untadu, collar legeleskoni untadu. Arjuna has kept the bow down. Oh, very good. I think I am getting this thing. You would have felt happy. But by this chapter, Dhritarashtra, how he was felt? He was dull. He was, upset that it's not good. Very sad that Arjuna is getting ready to fight. So that's what Krishna was saying. All this were mentioned, and then it is said, after seeing all this, Arjuna was repeatedly, after seeing this Kalarupa, Arjuna was repeatedly shivering, and he was praying. And here he teaches. Here see, Dhritarashtra was shivering and Arjuna was going repeatedly with the folding hands, though he spoke in a stuttering voice. Arjuna himself was shivered by seeing the Kalarupa form, and now he prays. Now we need to understand, art of praying. It's not only applicable for Arjuna alone, but we also need to understand how we need to pray. Generally, this is the sequence of prayer. First we need to glorify, then we need to pay obeisances, then we need to seek forgiveness, and then we need to request. It's applicable for us also. If we wanted to pray sincerely, that's what we need to do. First we need to glorify. You are great. We need to appreciate. It's not only God, anything good, if we see genuinely in anyone, we need to appreciate. Some people say, I have a lot of appreciation for you, but somehow I feel uncomfortable in appreciating. Right? Have you come across such personalities? When we see good things, we should appreciate. Either it is our own people, our own office, or our own community. If we see anything good, we need to appreciate. In our community, one IAS officer is there. When he is retired though, but he does he has a understanding with the municipal corporation, where every 2 days a mosquito wala would coming, that mosquito steam or smoke would be coming to take care of the community. So with his influence, he does it. Though it might not be a Krishna conscious activity or not, but he helps the community. So we genuinely appreciate him in the group, that you did a very good job, sir. And pipelines he tried to build up with the municipal corporation of water and all. He got contacted, and for our own community, he has laid a separate service road, and all. We appreciate him. So it's not only community, any good, anything good, if you are seeing across, we need to appreciate. That appreciating attitude should be there. So that's what art of praying. First we need to glorify the Lord. So anyway, whatever the kind of glorification or praying we do with the Lord, we can't do the same with each and every person. Each and every person we can't glorify or pray him like a God. But the appreciation part, that glorification part is very important. That we need to appreciate people. So similarly, we need to glorify the Lord first, and then we need to understand His greatness. We need to understand. Lot of people think that I have a lot of appreciation to you, but I will not appreciate. Why not? But when we have complaints, we immediately complain, right? మనకి ఏదైనా నొప్పి వస్తే చాలా ఇమీడియట్గా వెళ్ళి కంప్లైంట్ చేస్తామా? అలాంటప్పుడు అప్రిషియేట్ చేయడం తప్పే ఉంది. What is wrong in appreciating? When we have some inconvenience for us due to something, we go and complain. Without unhesitatingly, we will go and complain. For example, current bill we got more last month. We went and immediately attacked the that admin wala to show me where is the bill and all. We immediately complain. When we have a complaint, we immediately complain. But when we have something good in others to see, we don't appreciate it at all. So we should be very careful, and we should be very open in appreciating. Nothing wrong about it. Okay. So there is similarly, we need to appreciate any spiritual or material gain we are getting. For example, hike we are getting, we should appreciate our boss. And even if he is giving a feedback also, we should appreciate for our improvement. For example, an associate, when after 1 quarter of I finished my 1 quarter of my office successfully on January 1st. So immediately I spoken to my boss. My boss, I told, what Walid, I think one quarter is over. What are the activities you have given? I think that is fine, and how we are dealing is fine. Is there any feedback to me to be given? Please give me feedback. I know the last 3 months are not important. Next 3 months are going to be more important, and we are going to do whatever we are planning to exceed the expectation of what we are going to do in the next 3 months. So I acknowledged my boss, saying that I have finished my 3 months. Is there any feedback for me? And I know more than the last 3 months, next 3 months are going to be more important, and I know what are the tasks we need to do, how important it is. I acknowledge that, but still, if there is any feedback, please give to me. So I appreciate Walid for accepting, or my boss for giving the feedback. I appreciate. So there is nothing wrong in appreciating. It's not only materially but spiritually also. For getting a spiritual knowledge from some authority, we are getting spiritual knowledge. We are trying to. So though these are some sessions which might increase your faith in Krishna, or increase, or already whatever the faith is there, it is getting stagnated or it is getting more. So we should appreciate the Guru Parampara. We should appreciate the God that Bhagavadgita sessions are happening in our community, in whatever way, in whatever bigger way. We should appreciate the devotees who are stretching themselves beyond their capacity, like Sanjay Prabhu or Sunil Prabhu, who are arranging all these things. Prasadam, some or the other Prabhujis or Matajis are coming forward to donate for Prasadam. We should appreciate that. So we need to appreciate each and every person. And even in my team also, I try to inculcate that culture. If anything good you are saying, whether it is knowledge-wise or any help-wise, you should appreciate. Okay? So that's what is talked about, glorification. And obeisances also. Be respectful to the Lord, and obeying again and again. Bow down. People have a lot of stuff back and false ego for paying obeisances. Right? Obeisances, we have a lot of obeisances. In fact, there are some devotees, in the initial days of Krishna consciousness, though they believe the philosophy, but they are not comfortable in doing Shashtanga Dandavat to Krishna. I don't know, it feels something like, Prabhuji, it seems something like show off kind of things. So I'm not comfortable and all. They used to quote in the initial days. But later, as they got into association of devotees, it is bit natural. Whenever they see the deity, they pay obeisances. So that's what the Guru Parampara or Acharyas teach us. Okay. Next is forgiveness. Forgiveness for what? For any kind of mistakes I do, I have done. Even Arjuna also. Arjuna, I thought you were like a friend. I treated like a friend. I played pranks with you. I didn't know at that time. So he seeked forgiveness. Even we can also seek forgiveness with the Lord. Krishna, I think please forgive me whatever the things we are doing. Some silly things I might have hurt my parents. Please forgive me. I hurt my kids, or I hurt my fellow community members. I might have done something wrong. Please forgive me for whatever the acts I did. There's nothing wrong in asking forgiveness. So we need to seek forgiveness with Krishna for whatever we did it. Nothing wrong in asking sorry with the Lord. Then put forth the request. So in generally, then we need to request the God for whatever we are seeking. But generally what happens is, first we ask request. Amya. What is this for me? What is this for me? Please give it to me, First we request, and we will forget the first three. But Arjuna is teaching us, it is the sequence what we need to follow when we pray to the Lord. Okay? So that's what he says. Then next question, when an elder, anyway, that's already discussed. So request which of the, now Krishna, thinking of you as my friend, I have rashly addressed you. Oh Krishna, oh Yadava, oh my friend, not knowing your glories, please forgive whatever I may have done in the madness or love. That's what Arjuna is asking forgiveness. So like that, Prabhuji and Mataji, we might be having so many relations, father, son, friend, husband, wife. We need to forgive each other. Forgive each other. Because if you are not forgiving, it is only you who is going to suffer. It's not that whatever you are doing left and right, leave it. We should, again, if you are blaming someone, we need to take the responsibility also to point out. మనం ఎవరిని తిట్టే అవకాశం ఎవరి మీద ఉంటుందంటే, మనము వాళ్ళని బాగు చేయగలే పొజిషన్లో ఉంటే వాళ్ళని తిట్టొచ్చు, మందలిచ్చొచ్చు, తప్పేం లేదు. I think already I told you this point. You can scold or you can use harsh words towards a person only if you are having a authority to correct. If you are taking a ownership to correct him. ఎవరినైతే మీరు బాగుపరుస్తారు అనే రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ తీసుకున్న వాళ్ళనే మీరు తిట్టాలి, కొట్టాలి, ఏమైనా చేయాలి. So forgiveness is very important in any relation. We need to forgive each other. We are not perfect. That is the reason why we are here. You agree? Yeah. So, but we need to forgive each other. We need to correct each other. Even in the devotee community also, no one is perfect. We correct each other. One devotee might be good will be good in something. One devotee might not be good in something. Some Matajis might not come in front of the stage and speak, but they can do a lot of service. So we should associate with them, each one of them, we should go together. We need to be clear on that. Now he talks about, after seeing this universal form, I am gladdened, but at the same time my mind is disturbed with fear. Please reveal again your beautiful enchanting form. Which form, Arjuna? He asked Arjuna. Your four-armed form with helmet head and with club, wheel, conch and lotus flower in your hands. Which form, Arjuna? So like this, after seeing the universal form, and he sees the four-handed form. Vishwarupa, Chaturbhuja and Dvibhuja. Now, among these three forms of Krishna, question for you. Are you ready for the question? Which of the three forms is the most difficult to see? I think, yeah, go ahead.
The first one.
First one? Okay. Anything else? Everyone go with the first one? Huh? Yes. Satya Prabhu is right. Because, first form is the most difficult to see. Because, Arjuna getting the eyes to see the universal form, he is degrading his sight. He generally, in the material parlance, lot of people think that getting divine eyes to see the universal form is great. But already Arjuna is in that Krishna Prema consciousness. Already he is in Prema, he is already having a Prema Chakshu to see the two-handed form. But people can argue, like Dhritarashtra, everyone also was seeing him, right? Yes, they were seeing, but they never had a respect or a worship nature or consciousness towards Krishna. But seeing the universal form, Arjuna has degraded his eyesight from the Prema Chakshu to Divya Chakshu. We need to understand that. Acharyas also say that it is the most difficult one is to see the Dvibhuja form, where after seeing the Dvibhuja form, you will get joy, you will feel happy. But by seeing universal form, are you getting happy? The Deepshita is becoming sad, not even happy. But I am more fearful if I see that form. So you should like the form where you get joy, right? Yes or no? You should prefer to see the form where you get joy and happiness, right? Yes or no? Yes. So, yeah.
Vidur and Bhishma,
Yes.
they knew,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And they were able to see.
Yes.
So how is it most difficult? Most difficult is Vishwarupa, right? Because even they couldn't see Vishwarupa. And Krishna also says this is the most difficult which no one has ever seen this.
Yeah. Prabhuji, jail में because I am able to correlate. I'm correlating with since my dad was worked as a deputy superintendent of police. जेल में कैसा होता है होगा? There might be so many movies showing that in jail what kind of brotherhood the prisoners develop, and they have dosti. Like हमारा कौन उधर शोले कैरेक्टर्स का नाम क्या है? वीर, जय एंड वीरू. They were in jail. They were very happy. What a camaraderie it is shown when they are in jail, and they have gone through jail. And after seeing that, some people, probably in the lower modes of consciousness, they may feel, oh, what a kind of a camaraderie they were having in jail. What a wonderful jail is. Who knows? Foolish people might think, what a wonderful place the jail is. We can three times in a day we'll get a different kind of food varieties, right? Yes or no? In jail we'll get three times three different food varieties we'll get. We'll have a place to play also. We'll all be together. Foolish people might think, but going there, will it really good? Is it really good in practical? Foolish people might think that going to jail, I'll get three different kinds of curries in three different times in a day, and we can build a good camaraderie with our fellow prisoners. अपन का दोस्ती develop करेंगे. Some silly logic could be there, and movies also might glorify that thing. But does it mean that it is good? No, right? It is similar to that only, Prabhu. Universal form. Seeing the Kala Rupa, there might be a possibility that you get averse to Krishna by seeing the Kala Rupa. Oh, Krishna is such a mercenary who is killing everyone. Right? Who is killing everyone by using his Kala. You might get a chance to get a negative impression towards Krishna by seeing the universal form. And Krishna, Arjuna being a devotee, and Bhishma is a different case where he is a devotee and he knows Krishna. He is with 100% consciousness. He knows that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He knows for sure, no doubt about it. Even Acharyas say that. So you can't compare that.
But the question is, which is the most difficult to see? Right? Most lovable or best, I agree with Puja, but most difficult.
Why difficult to see that? With that prema, seeing Krishna is difficult. You might be seeing Krishna with other consciousness. Like that, so many warriors were there. They have also seen Krishna. But have they seen Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead? No. Have they seen him as a pure love towards Krishna? No. He is a king. He is assisting Arjuna. And he is helping. But with that love, was he seeing Krishna? Were they seeing Krishna? No. But Bhishma and all, they know that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he was seeing with Krishna. He is seeing Krishna with pure love, and he knows that he is playing a part of it, and he has to be part of it. And you know what, Prabhuji and Mataji, Krishna chooses his own devotees only to be in that negative part. Killing. killing also, they are ready to be get killed. Jai Vijay, all they have taken Kamsa. Only those pure devotees only can take that form. That particular form we are not in a situation to take. Are you ready to get killed by Krishna? Huh? Any day. Prabhuji, that's what a lot of people would not be having that consciousness. Lot of people would not be. Are you ready to become a villain? Defame. You are getting a defame, right? Kamsa को कितना गाली देते हैं कि how many people know that they are expansions of Jaya and Vijaya? Kamsa, Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, they hate, they remember. But in one of the sessions, our Guru Maharaj starts the session by all glories to Hiranyakashipu. Because had he not been there, Narsimha Avatar we would not have seen, right? Sometimes, villain also we need to give a equal importance. Had there been no villain, the herogiri of Lord would not have been visible to us, right? Yeah, this only one class of men or people only will understand that. But otherwise, if I ask, do you want to become Hiranyakashipu? No. People will say, no, right? So that Prema Chakshu, seeing Krishna with that Dvibhuja form, with the Prema Chakshu or with the love, is the ultimate or the difficult form. It's very difficult. I mean, Prabhuji, it's very difficult. I mean, it's very unique experience.
And moreover, without purifying, before going to him only, you can see the
Yes.
200 form.
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, you are right, Prabhuji. Very right, actually. Okay, so Sudarshanam, Dvibhuja is the form which is Sudarshanam. Now, so what is the qualification required to see this form? Dvibhuja form, what is the qualification? Come on. Question.
Worship.
Surrender.
Study of Vedas?
No.
Austerity? Charity? Worship? All these are no. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am standing before you and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into these mysteries of my understanding. Only, Prabhuji and Mataji, believe me, chanting is such an important thing. With a proper chanting, Krishna will really give you that understanding, Prabhuji. More than the sessions and all, chanting, he acts as a Paramatma on you. Believe me. Okay? So perform pure unalloyed devotional service. So Vishwarupa Darshan. So 3 forms. Already we have seen Dvibhuja, Chaturbhuja and universal form. And lessons. Lesson number 1. Be always grateful. After the 11th session, we are seeing be always grateful to the Lord for whatever He has provided. We should be thankful, Prabhuji and Maharaj, whatever we have in this platform, whoever are there here, we should be thankful that we should be all grateful to the Lord that we are situated in a more better situation than lot of living entities outside. Believe me, Prabhuji and Maharaj, believe me, 100%. 100%. What will you say about the blind students for whom our Champakalata Mataji is assisting? What about them? Are we not fortunate when compared to them? Yeah. We are more fortunate than a lot of us than so many outside. We need to understand. So we should be always grateful to the Lord. Second lesson. Gift Gita knowledge. Gift Gita knowledge to everyone. Each and every person, Prabhuji and Matajis, there are a lot of acharyas in the lineage and there are a lot of brahmacharis. Hearing Gita from each and every person might be giving a unique realizations for everyone. Each and especially this kind of the latest youth or the brahmacharis who have come, they have their unique way of preaching Bhagavad Gita. They don't want to make one way. It's not that we are offending senior acharyas or senior devotees, but each and every person has a unique way of explaining Bhagavad Gita. So we should also tell, but don't who has no faith, don't try to teach Bhagavad Gita. Again, it's among the 10 offenses of devotion, there is one offense of devotion where you are trying to preach about God consciousness to the people who don't have faith at all. At least meager faith, that's okay. But who has no faith at all, don't preach at all. So gift Gita knowledge in any way. It's not that we have to gift Gita knowledge only by sitting Vyasasana. No. We can talk. We can, when Matajis would be having Sakhi Sangha every month or every quarter, I believe. In our community, in our Gachibowli community, Matajis have Sakhi Sangha every month or every quarter, I believe. Every quarter, right? Every quarter they meet, they meet, they cook prasadam, they dance, they do kirtan, they do lot of things, activities. Only Mataji, they do skits, they do dance performance. It is surprising to see this Mataji enacting like a Radha Devi or a Gopi. It is sometimes very surprising to me. Suddenly, because I will be seeing her in satsanga only in one way, but suddenly I see her in a Gopi dress. It is surprising. So we should inspire people around you with Gita knowledge, or with our lifestyle, or with our anything. We should inspire people. I have taken approval in my organization to give speech on each and every festivals. For example, we are having around 10 to 11 festival year long. So I took approval from my HR saying that for each and every festival, I am going to take some 45 minutes to 1 hour session on each festival, such that in somehow that particular festival I link with Krishna consciousness stuff somehow. Though whoever is hearing is not a Krishna consciousness devotee, but I am trying my bit to take sessions. So we need to gift the Gita knowledge in whatever way, good way. ಏನಕ್ಕೇನ ಪ್ರಕಾರೇಣ even कुछ छल से भी कुछ ना कुछ गीता नॉलेज प्रोपेगेट करो. Okay, now respect time. So since we should always respect time, so we are having limited time. So in this time, how we can grow, how we can purify ourselves, how we can better develop Krishna consciousness and all, we should respect the time and not spend unnecessarily. Art of praying, already we have discussed. We need to art of praying. Already Arjuna showed to us how to pray. So we need to pray to the Lord for whatever He has given to us. Last one, am I with God? God doesn't need us for whatever He wants to do. It's up to us whether we wanted to be part of His plan or not. It's up to us. మనము దేవుడి యొక్క ప్లాన్స్లో ఉన్నామా లేదా అని మన చేతిలో ఉంది. గాడ్కి మన హెల్ప్ ఏం అక్కర్లా, కృష్ణుడికి మన హెల్ప్ ఏం అక్కర్లా. So we need to understand whether I am with God or not. So whatever the menial service we are doing, we should be in a consciousness that we are doing whatever the menial service we are doing, we are doing for the Krishna's pleasure. Hrishikena sevanam. Only satisfying the senses of Hrishikesha, Krishna. So this is a quick recap. Summarize the description of universal form. What did Arjuna see? Sanjaya's narration. Experience by seeing. I am time. Prayers. See the four-armed form. Showed two-armed form. Arjuna's request. All this were discussed in this chapter. Hare Krishna. So now in the next chapter we will see, after he talks about these forms, 200 form, 400 form, he talks about personal form and impersonalist in the next chapter. Next chapter is the very shortest chapter. So in this chapter we will see how Krishna tells about personalist and impersonalist. Okay. Any questions, anyone? Any questions, anyone? No questions? Nothing? No?
కృష్ణుడు ఆయన అక్కడే అందరినీ చంపగలరు కదా, కానీ మన చేత ఎందుకు కనిపిస్తున్నాయంటే ఈ మనం టు సీ టు ఫోకస్ ఇండివిజువల్ అంటే ఎవరన్నా
కాదండి. ఎందుకు చంపమంటాడంటే ఆ కీర్తి చంపారు అన్న కీర్తి కృష్ణుడు తీసుకోవాలనుకోవట్లా, అర్జునుడికి ఇద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నాడు. భవిష్యత్తులో ఇంతమందిని చంపారు. ఎవరు చంపాడు? అర్జునుడు చంపాడు. అర్జునుడు ఆ కీర్తి, ఆ ఫేమ్ అంతా ఎవరికి వెళ్తుంది? అర్జునుడికి వెళ్తుంది. ఆ ఫేమ్ అర్జునుడికి ఇద్దామనే కృష్ణుడు అర్జునుడి చేత ఇచ్చేస్తాడు. కృష్ణుడు తెలుసుకుంటే చంపేసి వన్ సెకండ్ కూడా పట్టదు, ఫస్ట్ ఒక సెకండ్లో అయిపోతుంది. కానీ ఈ వాంటెడ్ టు గివ్ ద క్రెడిట్ టు అర్జున.
ఇండివిజువల్ పర్సన్ ఎవరైనా చచ్చిపోతే ఏదో రీజన్ చూపెట్టి
అర్థం కాదు మీ ప్రశ్న, అర్థం కాదు.
ఇప్పుడు యూజువల్గా మన నార్మల్ డెత్స్ జరిగినప్పుడు ఆయన వితౌట్ రీజన్ ఈ విల్ నాట్ టేక్.
ఎస్,
సమ్ రీజన్ ఏదో కారణం చూపెట్టి అతన్ని తీస్తారు. సో ఇండివిజువల్గా ఆయన రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ ఏం తీసుకోవాలి?
ప్రభుజీ, ఇది ఇండివిజువల్గా రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ తీసుకోవడం అంటే అల్టిమేట్గా వాట్ వీ నీడ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ఈజ్ దిస్ మెటీరియల్ వరల్డ్ ఇదే దుఃఖాలయం అశాశ్వతం. ఓకే, one person or the other, whoever is there in this material world, has to leave the body. Now it's up to you whether you are going to take a natural course of action and Mataji Prashad Shanti Prashad, whether you are going to have a natural course of death, and while that happens, are you going to be part of Krishna's plans and die, or you are not going to be part of Krishna's plans and die, or you are going to have a enmity with Krishna and die? Three things: natural death, and being in the Krishna's plan and die, and performing heinous acts and die. You are decreasing your time. Anyhow, in whatever case, you are going to die. But now it's up to choices with you. Whether Krishna is also saying, నువ్వు కృష్ణుడికి సేవ చేసినంత మాత్రాన నువ్వు ఎల్లకాలం ఇక్కడ ఉంటావని గ్యారంటీ లేదు. బట్ హీ విల్ బి అష్యూరింగ్ దట్ హీ విల్ బి టేకింగ్ యూ టు గాడ్ హెడ్. వైకుంఠ లోకాలకు తీసుకెళ్తాను అంటున్నాడు. నువ్వు నీ మనస వాచ కర్మణ కృష్ణ కాన్షియస్నెస్లో ఉంటే తీసుకెళ్తాను అంటున్నాడు. సో కృష్ణుడు డిపెండ్ అయ్యి ఉంటుందా అంటే తను డిపెండ్ అయ్యి ఉంటుంది ఎలా తను తలుచుకుంటే నీకేం టైం లేకుండా ఇప్పుడు తీసుకెళ్ళిపోగలడు. ప్రిస్క్రైబ్ టైం ఈ పర్టికులర్ జన్మలో ఈ టైం ఉంది నీకు. కృష్ణుడు తలుచుకుంటే నిన్ను తీసుకెళ్ళగలడు, కానీ నీకంటూ నువ్వు ఒక అర్హత సంపాదించాలి కదా. కృష్ణుడు నన్ను తీసుకోవాలంటే ఆయన కావాలంటే తీసుకెళ్ళగలడు, కానీ కృష్ణుడికి నువ్వు ఒక ఎలిజిబిలిటీ. ఇప్పుడు ఇన్ఫోసిస్ కంపెనీలో జాయిన్ అవ్వాలంటే నీకు మినిమం 70% డిస్టింక్షన్లో రావాలి. ఇన్ఫోసిస్ కంపెనీ లాంటి కంపెనీ జాయిన్ అవ్వాలంటే మినిమం నీకు బీటెక్లో 70% మార్క్స్ వస్తేనే ఇన్ఫోసిస్లో జాయిన్ అవ్వనిస్తారు. నువ్వు ముందు ఆ క్రైటీరియా రాకుండానే నాకు 50% వస్తే జాయిన్ చేసుకోరా? నువ్వు క్రైటీరియా ఫాలో అవ్వకుండా నువ్వు జాయిన్ అవుతావని ఎలా ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేస్తావు? There might be so many people who got 70% and above, but they might not have joined Infosys. ఎగ్జామ్లో ఫెయిల్ అయిపోయి ఉండొచ్చు, కానీ నువ్వు మినిమం క్రైటీరియానే నువ్వు ఫాలో అవ్వకుండా నువ్వు కృష్ణకి ఛాన్స్ ఇవ్వట్లేదు కదా. నువ్వు అర్థమవుతుందా బాబు? సో నువ్వు ముందు నీ క్రైటీరియా నీ వంతు నువ్వు చెయ్యి, తర్వాత కృష్ణుడికి వదులు. చాలామంది ప్రభుజీ అంటే ఈ డివోషన్ లైఫ్లో ఉన్నవాళ్ళు కూడా చాలామంది ఏంటంటే, సో మెనీ పీపుల్ సో మెనీ డివోటీస్, they are on Krishna consciousness for a long time, and somehow if only good happens, they give credit to Krishna, but something negative in their life happens, they somehow lose faith in Krishna, which is utter wrong, Prabhuji, utter wrong. We should have a firm faith. Whatever is happening in your life, it is happening for our good.